Every type of pizza. Margherita pizza is the classic Neapolitan pie topped with tomato sauce, fresh mozzarella, fresh basil, olive oil, and a thin crust. It comes from Naples, Italy, and is often linked to Queen Margherita in the late 1800s, with its red, white, and green colors representing the Italian flag. The crust is soft and slightly charred from a very hot oven. Its simplicity is what makes it important. Every ingredient has space to stand out, and it sets the standard for traditional pizza around the world. Marinara pizza is even simpler than margherita. It uses tomato sauce, garlic, oregano, and olive oil, but no cheese. Also from Naples, it dates back to early pizza traditions when ingredients were limited and affordable. The strong flavor of garlic and herbs carries the whole pie. It shows how pizza began as humble street food and proves that cheese is not always necessary for a complete flavor. Pepperoni pizza is one of the most popular styles in the United States. It features tomato sauce, mozzarella cheese, and slices of spicy cured sausage known as pepperoni. As it bakes, the edges of the pepperoni curl and crisp, releasing flavorful oils onto the cheese. This version reflects American tastes with bold seasoning and generous toppings. For many people, this is the first pizza they ever try. Hawaiian pizza combines tomato sauce, mozzarella, ham, and pineapple. It was actually created in Canada in the 1960s. The mix of sweet fruit and salty meat gives it a strong contrast in flavor. Some people love the balance, while others prefer more traditional toppings. Regardless, it has become one of the most talked about variations and shows how pizza adapts to local. Four-cheese pizza, often called quattro formaggi, uses a blend of cheeses instead of many toppings. Common choices include mozzarella, gorgonzola, parmesan, and fontina. It originated in Italy but has many variations worldwide. The flavor is rich and layered, with creamy, sharp, and sometimes tangy notes. Without heavy toppings, the focus stays on texture and the way different cheeses melt together. Meat Lovers Pizza is built around abundance. It usually includes pepperoni, sausage, bacon, ham, and sometimes ground beef on top of mozzarella and tomato sauce. Popular in North America, it reflects a preference for hearty, filling meals. The combined meats create a dense and savory flavor. It stands in contrast to lighter, traditional Italian pies. Seafood pizza can include shrimp, anchovies, clams, or tuna, often paired with garlic, olive oil, and light cheese. Coastal regions in Italy and other countries have long included seafood on flatbreads. The flavors are briny and delicate compared to meat-heavy styles. It highlights how local ingredients influence what ends up on a pizza crust. Veggie pizza replaces meat with a mix of vegetables like bell peppers, onions, mushrooms, olives, spinach, and tomatoes. It can be found in both thin and thick crust styles. The vegetables add color and freshness, and their natural sweetness deepens as they roast. This version appeals to those who want a lighter option while still enjoying a full range of flavors. BBQ, chicken pizza swaps. Tomato sauce for barbecue sauce and is topped with chicken, red onions, and often cilantro. It became popular in the United States in the late 20th century. The smoky sweetness of the sauce changes the character of the pizza completely. It feels closer to grilled comfort food than traditional Italian baking, showing how flexible the base concept can be. Buffalo chicken pizza uses spicy buffalo sauce, grilled or fried chicken, mozzarella, and sometimes blue cheese or ranch dressing. It is inspired by buffalo wings from New York. The sharp heat of the sauce and the creamy cheese create a strong flavor combination. This style blends bar food culture with pizza, turning two familiar dishes into one. White pizza, or pizza bianca, skips tomato sauce entirely. It uses olive oil, garlic, ricotta, mozzarella, and sometimes spinach. Without the acidity of tomato sauce, the flavors are milder and creamier. It has roots in Italian baking traditions and offers a different balance. The focus shifts to cheese texture and subtle seasoning rather than bold contrast. Detroit-style pizza is rectangular with a thick, airy crust baked in a metal pan. Cheese is spread all the way to the edges, where it caramelizes into a crispy border. Stripes of tomato sauce are added on top after baking. It began in Detroit in the mid-1900s, inspired by automotive factory pans. The contrast between the crunchy edges and soft interior makes it distinct. Neapolitan pizza follows strict traditional guidelines. The dough contains only flour, water, salt, and yeast, and it is cooked in a wood-fired oven at very high temperatures. The result is a soft, thin center with a puffy, charred crust. Originating in Naples, it is considered the original form of modern pizza. Its focus on quality ingredients and fast cooking keeps it simple and authentic. Sicilian pizza has a thick, rectangular crust that is airy and soft inside with a crisp bottom. It traces back to Sicily, but evolved differently in the United States. The sauce is often placed on top of the cheese, and the texture resembles focaccia bread. It is cut into square slices and usually served in bakeries and casual shops. The thicker dough gives it a bread-like comfort. New York-style pizza features a large, thin, foldable slice with a crisp edge and soft center. It developed from Italian immigrant traditions in New York City. The dough is stretched wide and the slices are often sold individually. Its balance of thin crust, moderate sauce, and melted mozzarella makes it practical and iconic. Folding the slice is part of the experience. Chicago deep dish pizza is baked in a tall pan with high edges, creating a thick pie-like structure. It layers cheese on the bottom, then meats or vegetables, and finishes with chunky tomato sauce on top. Developed in Chicago in the 1940s, it is much heavier than a standard thin crust. The reversed layering prevents the cheese from burning during its long bake time. It turns pizza into a fork and knife meal,